We've been inquiring into and exploring the nature of doing good. But there's a reminder that it's suggested that every character, every archetype, and every symbol in every story is a part of our self, part of our psyche. In a time not so long ago, there was a tall, strong, brave, good-hearted man born into the Dakota Indian tribe at a time long after the Westerners had taken up inhabitants on that continent. He was called Golden Eagle, and Golden Eagle used to make his livelihood by trapping the wild animals of the forest and selling their pelts at the trading post, but of course living off their flesh. But one day, when Golden Eagle was out checking his traps, he found in his trap a most beautiful fox, its fur glistening in the sunlight. And, as was usual, he was about to kill this beautiful creature when the creature spoke to him in a human voice. "Do not kill me. If you spare my life, you will not regret it." So, Golden Eagle, looking at this beautiful fox, of course felt this great compassion for this creature, and so he released it from the trap, sparing its life. And Golden Eagle could not help himself. He said to the fox, "Who are you that you speak to me in a human voice?" And the fox said, "I am one of the radiant ones who come down into form to test and help man. You will not regret letting me free." So the fox dashed off again into the forest, and Golden Eagle went on to check another of his traps, and in that trap was a wild cat. And again, just as Golden Eagle was about to dispose of the creature, it spoke to him in a human voice again and said, "Spare my life. You will not regret it." And again, of course, Golden Eagle felt great compassion for this also beautiful creature, and he released it. Again, asking the question, "Who are you?" And the same response was given. "I am one of the radiant ones who come to test and aid man. You will not regret sparing my life." So, as Golden Eagle went on to check his other traps, he had a little thought to himself, Is it going to be that every creature I meet today is going to be one of the radiant ones and I go home without any pelts? But he had his catch that day, and when he returned to his lodge, and his wife, Spotted Deer, greeted him, Golden Eagle told her the story about what had happened throughout the day. And Spotted Deer knew, being such a being as she was, she said, oh, they were one of the radiant ones. And she took some herbs and threw them into the fire to give thanks for what had transpired. Now life went on for them, but amongst their tribe there was an Indian man who was a ne'er-do-well, a rebel, and he too caught animals for his livelihood. But somehow he always only caught those animals with inferior pelts, so his business was not so profitable, and he was envious of Golden Eagle's catches and the pelts that he was able to take to the trading post. So one day, when Golden Eagle had gone off into the forest again, the rebel Indian came by and called out at his lodge, Golden Eagle, are you there? And Spotted Deer, his wife, came out and said, Golden Eagle is off in the forest. If you have an inquiry of him, you'll be able to catch him if you go. But the rebel Indian just leered and grabbed Spotted Deer by her hair and tied her up and proceeded to steal the pelts that Golden Eagle was gathering to take to the trading post. But just at a moment, an animal came flying into the lodge. As Spotted Deer watched, and she watched, as the rebel Indian was scratched and bitten, and got up and ran away. This animal, the wild cat, turned into a radiant being, and Spotted Deer was overwhelmed by its beauty as the Radiant One raised his hand to free her from her bondage. And so the days passed, and Golden Eagle and Spotted Deer went on as usual. But then again, the Golden Eagle had to go off into the forest again, leaving his wife Spotted Deer behind. And again, the rebel Indian, who had been checking to see that Golden Eagle was not there, again came to their lodge and accosted Spotted Deer, and this time tied her up and bound her mouth so that she could not scream out for help. But an amazing thing had happened. When the Radiant One had appeared, it gave to Spotted Deer an embroidered white deerskin bag and said, "This bag will provide all your needs." So when Golden Eagle came back to his lodge and found out what had happened to his beautiful wife Spotted Deer, he said, "I will kill this rebel." Spotted Deer said, "No, we cannot do evil. Come, let's look at this bag that has been given to us." And so they had needs. And when they put their hands into this deerskin bag, their needs were fulfilled. The time went on, and again the rebel tried to steal the goods from Golden Eagle. This time, of course, as was said, she was bound and her mouth tied, while the rebel, seeing the white bag, started to stuff all the pelts into it, stealing them. But just then an animal came dashing into the lodge, tripping up the rebel so that he fell on his face. And at that moment took again his form as a radiant one, as tall as a tall pine tree. And he said to Spotted Deer, "Do not worry. He is dead and will not bother you again." And then he waved his arm, and Spotted Deer was freed from her bondage. After this, Golden Eagle and Spotted Deer lived happily. All of their needs provided by the embroidered white deerskin bag. They shared all that they received with others, spreading around that which had been gained. What has this story to do? What is its meaning for us relative to our inquiry, our exploration into the nature of doing good?
Don't kill animals.
Yes.
That's all I thought of.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what do you think this white deerskin bag is?
A bag?
Yes, that you can put your hand in, so to speak, and draw out whatever you need. What's its meaning for us? What is this story mean?
So when you're in tune with things, with the spiritual eyes. Mm.
Yes, yes. perhaps relating to the story that was told the other day. In the end of that story, it was said that if we learn the most great name, if we learn the most great name, that the doing good is for all of life, all of the time. So can we relate the knowing of the most great name and what it implies, and having a white deerskin bag from which we can draw all our needs and the needs of others? What is the deep meaning of this story for us?